Welcome to Rauta and Underground Trio. In this episode, I have three different bands operating around black metal. However, they are quite different from one another, exploring a little bit different styles and sub-genres than just calling black metal in the very traditional first or second wave styles. And as always with Underground Trio videos, let's go from worst to best, according to my personal opinion anyway. And first we'll have the most curious one of the whole pile. This is one called Stromptha. And what makes it so curious is that it's actually originally from Greenland. I must say I don't remember anywhere else, anytime, any place, whatever, listening to a band that comes from Greenland. So that already makes this one very, very exotic. And that was founded in 2009, but later on, at some point, they moved, they or that, can't really say because this lineup information is very limited, according to one person only, it seems. Later on, however, this band was uh, located to France, and I don't know if that really served the band, but it is what it is. The album in question is the second one from 2020, released by Setoml Records called Endura Pleniluniis. And this Endura Pleniluniis is almost 1 hour of rather exotic black metal. I'm not gonna say I'm like I mean it in a positive way because mostly I do not. There's some really really nice parts here and there which I hope would just dominate the whole album throughout, but unfortunately that's not really the case here. For example, there's one part, it's very emotional, not exactly black metal, but kind of a more atmospheric metal, atmospheric doom, something like that, which is just almost like, wow, if only half of the album would be as good. But mostly it's more like, what the hell? Now, when you take a look at the genre definition here for this band, the first album era, it says atmospheric doom metal and then black metal. I don't know if that's the reason, but this second album is a little bit of kind of crossover in a way. I mean, it's kind of a hybrid. You have parts where it definitely doesn't sound like black metal at all. It's more like definitely atmospheric metal with doomy takes, kind of a mid or slow tempo and getting kind of a moody and all that stuff. And then there are parts which are definitely more in the melodic black metal side. So I'll just call it, for the sake of argument, atmospheric black metal because I think it kind of nails both ends of this whole album. But like I said, this is much of a mess. There are clean vocals, there are those rather almost borderline annoying screamy ones. Then there are black metal melodies which are mostly decent. Then there are parts which are just filler and a little bit of as a seasoning, those really really nice emotional parts. But most of the album is kind of a very lukewarmish and not sometimes even that. So I'm gonna call it a mediocre attempt to blend different styles together and make this kind of a weird mixture, weird combination of various styles, which doesn't really feel. Production is also somewhat weak, not exactly super lame, but doesn't really help the music to just be impactful and meaningful. When it comes to the vocals, the plain ones, the clean ones are rather like, yeah, okay, whatever. They don't annoy. They are not really great. They don't shine. But the affected, screamy parts are more like my first black metal album kind of a thing. There's something that kind of puts me off. First of all, they are not too powerful, and the effect kind of makes them weird, and they are kind of like screaming kind of shit, which is like, please. Maybe this is the problem with these kind of bedroom black metal acts. When one man member is operating everything, he doesn't have the skill to do all really good. That's most bands. Most bands are not like Burzum. It's more like that is an exception to the rule. And somehow Stromptha just fails to deliver those punches and blows and kicks. It's more like kind of a slapping where it just like, yeah, go play with your apples and come back when you can actually make interesting riffs and have a good execution with, vocals, songwriting, production, everything. So for the time being, I would say skip this. It's not bad, but it's very, very mediocre. The second one comes from the United States. This one is called Black Crown. It's not exactly the most original name, but I guess it fits. There are no other bands with exactly the same name, at least in metal archives. And this one was founded around 2018, having one album out, Caverns of Thantifaxath, which reminds me of, okay, this is must be some kind of a LARPing, role-playing black metal. I don't know. This one is some 38 minutes of black metal, kind of a fierce, fast play style, which is kind of definitely nodding to second wave of Nordic black metal. But let's be honest about it. Most of the riffs are just something that even the best one wouldn't use as fillers. Well, maybe as fillers, but nothing beyond that. When it comes to production or vocals or songwriting, everything here is kind of like, yeah, I get what you're aiming at, but this is not the ones that you're like really good with. It's more like the kind of a typical thing when bands don't really do demos before going to album length, and it's like having full album when a demo level material. Everything here is like half finished. It's not bad, but really those good moments are way too scarce and few. Yeah, it's better than Stromptha if you ask that. And in comparison, this is way more straightforward and doesn't really go exploring or avant-garde or experiment as much. But then again, if this other option is to do kind of a one-trick pony with some faster parts, some medium tempo parts, and you just fill it with those kind of a basic filler kind of a black metal riffs. If this is what they can do, I think it's better to just do a lot more demos and then pick the selected best pieces, hone them to the max, and those recorded as album. Now it seems like cutting the corners and skipping the demo phase and ending up with an album that sounds much like demo, just with 38 minutes of it. So lukewarm is 6 out of 10. The last but not least is obviously the best, like this underground trio format is supposed to be, going from the worst to best. And this one is from Ukraine called Setoml. There is no information when this band was founded, but because there are no recording information before 2020, let's just assume it was founded pretty much around that era. And this basically goes with the same basic flaws that with the background. No demos before this one, which kind of results a little bit this and that kind of a success with the first album. However, this one is actually a lot better, called Reincarnation. And this one is, in a way, very, very Ukrainian-like of thing. This kind of a melodic and somewhat atmospheric with a kind of a Slavic take on melancholia. So if this roughly sounds to you, what I'm describing here is Turk, well, you're actually somewhat right. It's not like a copycat of Turk, but there are some similarities. Maybe it comes from the Ukraine, or maybe this is just inspired by Rutka. I don't know. I don't really care. But yeah, that kind of a melancholia, that kind of atmospheric, that little bit moody take on things is actually making this album worthwhile listening to. And when it comes to production, this one is actually pretty solid. I mean, it could be, of course, better and more powerful and all that stuff. But when we were talking about this kind of atmospheric stuff, you don't really have to have very powerful sound in order to execute songs perfectly, or at least good enough. Because, I mean, that's exactly what Burson was doing. Kind of a raw end of production, but then again, filling the needs, because that's what the music is all about. The atmosphere, the emotions, some kind of a sadness which is present there. This is actually the only one of this pile I kind of hope that would come up with a new recording, because now it seems that they have some kind of idea how to execute rather good music, rather good black metal, but are not there yet. They don't maybe need a demo phase anymore so much as the two previous ones, but they would be, in my opinion, ready to just keep pushing this given style, hone it to a little bit better, maybe add some layers of catchiness, because they are somewhat melodic after all. So if you're picking only one album of this pile worth checking out, it is definitely Setoml. I don't know, with the current status and given the Ukrainian war, might be that there is no future for this kind of band, but then again, they had a few singles out in 2020, 2022. So let's keep the hopes up that these guys will be doing music. Let's hope that they survive the horrible war and all that stuff, and let's give them a chance. So, once again, if I piqued your interest with some of the bands, you will find links provided in the description box. You can start listening to the music and decide for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Take it as a warning or suggestion, recommendation, or just a neutral comment to give you a little bit of idea what's going on with these review albums. Now, off you go. Enjoy some black metal of various styles. And if you are interested in some of the bands, let me know what you think about them, and maybe catch you later. Bye-bye.